Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's 9 o'clock, which means it's time for another video. Now, this is the run up to Blackpool, and the last few days I've been speaking to the movers, shakers, the dealers, the producers, the creators, the innovators, the people that we really want to spend all of our time with. We want to hang around the dealer hall and spend lots of money and then wonder what we spent it on. And I've been speaking to all of those people that are going to happily take your money off you. And today I'm going to talk about I'm speaking to a particular person who is the co-owner of a particular magic shop. It's one of my favorite magic shops in the whole world. I've been there. It's the very first magic shop that Ryland actually went to ever. And if you ever get a chance to go here, it's absolutely incredible, by the way. Such an amazing place. But they have had such an incredible reputation over the last few years, in the industry. And you're going to find out why, because I'm speaking to Graeme Shaw from Magicbox. Graeme, as well as being co-owner of Magicbox and also a creator and a performer himself, he's the Family Entertainer of the Year from a couple of years ago. He's going to be actually performing at Blackpool this year as part of the Family Entertainer All-Star Gala Show. He's going to be demming on the stand. He's going to be running around probably like a blue-ass fly. He's an incredible magician. Please welcome to Magic TV, Graeme Shaw from Magicbox. How you doing, Graeme?
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Well, that was a really nice introduction. You say that about every magic shop. This is the best, one of the best magics. You say that about every shop you talk to, surely.
Sometimes I find it hard to find nice things to say about some people, but you, it just rolls off the tongue.
And then Blackpool. I don't know how this happened. I don't know how I'm in one of the shows at Blackpool. I don't know how that's happened. People are like, I saw your name on a poster. Why are you on a poster for Blackpool? I'm like, I don't know.
Well, I'm
I
speaking
don't
to
know what
Ross
I'm
Brown
doing.
about it.
So
I'm speaking to Ross
I
Brown
don't.
about this, and he's so excited that he's got like all the winners of the Family
Uh,
Entertainer on one show. He's like, this is going to be amazing. It's the thing that Ryland is most excited to see over the course of the Blackpool weekend, including
really.
his own thing that he's doing. He's most excited to
Mhm.
come to you because he loved watching you in South Tyneside when you were doing the Rocky
Right.
Road thing. He's like, oh, it's amazing. So he's very excited about seeing you this year. So.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but hey, I'll take it. I'll take me 10 minutes of fame on the Opera House stage, because that stage is an amazing stage to work. As you know, it's pretty incredible to be up there. And I've been going to Blackpool since I was 15, since 1995, and I've never ever missed a Blackpool. Even the COVID year, again, I was there
I remember
doing.
you were in the virtual show.
Yeah, and again, I don't know why I was in that, but yeah. So I've never actually missed a Blackpool. I've been there every year since 1995, and obviously to sit in the audience and watch the shows on the Opera House stage, and then to get to perform it in the competition, and then do it again this year is a real honor to do it. Whether I'm
It's
good, bad, or indifferent. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking
amazing. And
forward to
what a
that.
lineup of people that you're performing with as well. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah,
incredible.
it's a great lineup to be involved with. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm excited about Blackpool. We have some new releases, some re-releases, and then of course we have a lot of other stuff as well. We have some
Well,
of your stuff.
before we
Um,
talk about all of that, I just want to
yeah.
say to people, I think you've got the best location in the whole of Blackpool. Like you literally walk down the stairs to the main dealer hall, and the first thing you see is Magicbox. It's like that is the first thing you see. Uh,
Mhm.
it's so easy to find you. And one of the things, and I mentioned this off camera, one of the things that I love about Magicbox, and it's not just Blackpool, but you do it every convention you go to. You're one of the only dealers these days that bring an eclectic range of stuff. You don't just
Mhm.
bring exclusives. It's like a proper magic shop, the Magicbox stand. That's why it's like three deep, because you bring so much stuff. And it was the same as the session. It was like, at the session, you were the only stand that really had all of this really cool stuff there. And
Yeah.
you don't normally get that. Normally, and I understand why they want to bring their own stuff and they want to focus on that. That's
Yeah.
what they've been working on all year. I get it. But as a magician who just likes seeing cool stuff, and you always bring all of the latest Murphy stuff, all the stuff that's just been released, and it's probably one of the things that makes the Magicbox stand out for me, if you know what I mean.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. I mean, definitely what we try to do realistically is we just replicate what we have here at the shop. So we try to replicate we have stage stuff, we have cabaret stuff, a couple. Sometimes we have some small illusions on the stand, kids entertainer stuff, cabaret stuff, close up stuff. Lots of cards, playing cards. I think we have probably the biggest collection probably of the playing cards at Blackpool. We have a huge stand with all different cards on, some rare decks of cards, some expensive decks of cards, some cheap decks, all the Theory 11 cards. We have Illusionist cards, Penguin cards. Yeah, so we have a sort of a mix of everything. Sometimes the problem with doing that is when you come to the stand, there's too much to look at. So we have in years, we have thought about reducing the amount of stock that we bring. But then inevitably you always get somebody up at the stand who says, "Have you got?" And I go, "Didn't bring those." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that for me is like a stab in the heart when I know I've got it at the shop and I haven't brought it. It's like, "Have you got those?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've got loads." "Oh, great. Not here though, at the shop back in Newcastle." And you're like, "Oh, I could have had that, could have been a sale." Do you know what I mean? That could have been a sale. And they want something particular. So we tend to bring loads of stuff, but then we have like a section on the table, in the middle of the table, which is just like the stuff that our stuff, which is like, whatever it is that might be hot that year. And then our re-releases and bits and pieces like that, and unique stuff that's not necessarily ours, but stuff that's unique either to us or unique at Blackpool that not anybody else has got.
That's great. That's fantastic. And yeah, you always do have the latest stuff, and we can talk about that in a second. But let's talk about the Magicbox range because you've been bringing out Magic. Magicbox has been bringing out Magic for so long. You've had such an eclectic range of tricks over the years.
Mm.
So many amazing things that have come out. Um, what are you going to have there this year? First of all, are you going to bring some of your old classics that people might not have seen before? Before we start talking about newish stuff and re-release stuff, is there anything going to be there that like one of my favorite tricks I always say to people, because you always get loads of new people coming to Blackpool,
Mm.
and maybe they've only just got into Magic. I always say if you're new, and I did this with Ryland, I've done it with Thea. If you're new into Magic, one of the first best things that you can get is your Pepsi trick, or the Pepsi trick that you guys brought out.
Yeah, Sublime Influence.
Prime
Yeah,
influence. It's
Michael's.
brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah,
Um,
it's probably one of those tricks that's sort of overlooked, I think, a little bit. But yeah, we have, well, we'll have all of our. I'm looking over here because I'm looking at the what's on our wall over there, which I can see all of our like original tricks are in a section. In case you're wondering why I keep looking over there, just to remind myself what we have got, because even I forget a lot of the releases. From previous years when Michael used to work here, we've got a lot of Michael's original stuff, likes of Between the Lines, marked ASP cards, Beyond ASP, which were the original marked ASP cards with the plain black backs, which have been improved over the years. We'll have those. Between the Lines, Mad World, which was a out of this world self-working deck of cards that did all the work for you. Sublime Influence, and all of the classics really, that we've had all over the years. They'll all be there. We'll have all those on the stand. Burglar Bunnies, we'll have on the stand, as well as some of the original bits and pieces that we've released over there. So we'll have a lot of
tell
classics
you
there,
something
which
that you
people have a
guys
lot of.
bought out. I'll tell you something that you guys brought out, and I performed it on my channel not too long ago, and I was inundated, literally inundated with people saying, "Where do you get it from?" And I'm like, "It's a Magicbox trick," and they were coming back to me going, "It's not available." I'm like, "Well, speak to Magicbox." Like, it was about the time that I was doing. Do you remember I was doing the guitar pick trick, super picks with
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Pro
Magic?
picks.
Yeah, and around that time, I did a video on my channel about Magic with guitar picks, and I talked about the one that you guys brought out, which had
Yeah,
loads of guitar picks with different bands' names on it. And I'm like, this is the best guitar pick trick of all time. There is nothing else that comes close, not even
yeah.
Super. And I performed it, and I've got a really nice way of doing it, and so many people wanted it. Are you ever going to bring that back out?
It's on the cards. Yeah, it is getting re-released. It'll probably be later this year. again, they're in the process of getting them manufactured. We've had quite a few samples through. We're just waiting on getting it finalized really, and hopefully reducing the cost a little bit as well. Because it was quite well, it wasn't mega expensive. I think it was about £30 I think it retailed for, which wasn't too bad really for you got all the bits and pieces in there. But yeah, it's trying to find again a manufacturer. We'll talk about this a little bit in a second when I show you another trick that we're re-releasing. But yeah, it's manufacturing and trying to get them made. But yes, is the answer. Short answer, yes, it will be coming back out again later this year.
That's good. That's good. So you can have all of these the classic range, kind of the Magicbox range.
Yeah.
I know
so we'll
that
have all the classic range, yeah.
A lot of the classic range, but I know you've got new stuff, but you're also re-releasing some items for Blackpool that haven't been available for a long time. Should we talk about the re-releases first? Would that be okay?
Yeah, we'll talk about those. So the first one, and this is something I'm really excited about. This is something that I started doing back in the probably late 90s, early 2000s. And we called it card morph, but it was a trick released by Rob Bromley, and it's a move and pip card. Now, the reason that we've relaunched this is really selfish reasons for me, because I use this in my work and set. Pretty much every gig I do, we talked about this earlier on, I do quite a lot of close-up gigs a year. I probably average 4 to 6 shows a week, roughly. And this is something I use every single show. And the problem is as we know, unfortunately, Rob's passed away. But even before that, he wasn't making these gimmicks anymore because they were too difficult for him to make. We did manage to get a supply of them from him, which we have, and we've managed to recreate it as well. So this is a Rob Bromley original. Now, when I started putting this on Facebook and stuff, people saying, "Oh, that's been out for years. And I'm like, yeah, that's the point. And there's been a lot of others produced since then. But I still think that Rob's is the best because it's the easiest, it's smooth, it works, and because of the angles and the way it looks, the way it moves, I think it looks the best as well. And I know there's been lots of other versions brought out on the market. So selfishly for me, because the supply that I had is run out now, and I couldn't get them anymore. So I knew if I didn't get these manufactured, I wouldn't be able to do this trick personally. And you know what it's like if it's in your work and repertoire and you stop doing it, it's one of those tricks that you really want to keep doing because it makes you stand out a little bit. So yeah, so we've got these card morphs. So I'll quickly show you the gimmick. And this has gone through about 2 years of process. And this is what it looks like on camera. So I have a full routine which I'll be doing on the stand. It's a very fast routine. My style of magic is quite fast and it is quite visual. So I force an 8 of diamonds. I put it back in the pack. I bring out one. I say the card has vanished from the deck and it reappears in my pocket, and it's your card, and your card is the 6 of diamonds. And they go no, and they go, what was the card? And I go, the 8 of diamonds. Well, actually, if it's the 8 of diamonds, I can probably fix it, and I just squeeze it like this, and it actually visibly morphs into the 8 of diamonds. Of course, if you look very closely, you can see it still is a 6. And then I'll do a move now to change it actually into the 8, and then that card can be given out. But the movement on the card, I mean, I'm giving it away a little bit here, but the movement on the card is just so smooth, and I think it's the fact. Although there's other cards out there which are a lot more complicated than this, where the numbers spin round and stuff. But the problem with those is you can't really do it in the real world. It looks great on camera when they all change and cool stuff happens. In fact, we've got another trick which is exclusive to us called King Pop, which is where the one of the spades changes to a heart and then the whole card changes. You can do it in the real world, but really it's for social media. What's great about Rob's is it's so smooth and looks so good that you can do it in the real world, even in really light conditions like this. It's pretty much invisible. It
looks so good.
The movement, it sounds really ridiculous, but you want the movement not to be too fast and not to be too slow. And because of the way it's made, the way it's manufactured, no matter what you do with the gimmick, it always moves at pretty much the right pace, which just looks great. I think it's just a really great gimmick. Looks great on camera and looks really good in real life.
That looks great. Yeah, that looks
And
fantastic.
when you do this for spectators in the real world, you actually get like a whoa reaction. That's how good it is at the table. People go whoa, and they go, my eyes, my eyes went funny there, because of the way it sort of crosses over, it makes your eyes go, makes you go cross-eyed for a second. Um, it's mental how good a reaction that trick gets, and that's why it's in my working set. And you know as good as I do, um, all the tricks that we sell, I don't do in my working set, but the ones that I do, I'm enthusiastic about because I
Mm.
do them and I know I do them every day and I know how good a reaction they get.
Yeah.
And this is one of them. So that's why I'm, really pleased that we've managed to get these out. Um, but yeah, Rob had some great stuff, and this was one of them. And it was like back in the sort of, I think it was late 90s, early 2000s when we first started getting these from Rob. But yeah, great tricks. That's called card morph.
That's awesome. That's really, really awesome. Boom. Yeah, that's brilliant. That's great. And just to quickly check, are you going to have them in red and blue backs, or is it just blue
Yeah,
red?
yeah, both. Yeah, and red's usually more popular, but we've got both colours. Yeah,
Brilliant
yeah,
stuff.
both colours. Yeah. If you want to see the routine, it uses one of Michael Murray's moves actually to switch the card, but it all kind of makes sense. But again, the card routine that I do is very fast, but it ends up with they are holding the 8 of diamonds at the end, a real 8 of diamonds, and the deck's clean as well at the end. There's no gimmick in the deck at the end, which is all taught on the video. But you'll be able to see the routine, the full routine that I do to use it in a what we think is a smooth but also workers where you can, you'll see the routine and you go, oh yeah, that's workable. It's workable. If you're a worker, you can do it. But not only that, even if you're an amateur, you can still do it.
Mm.
We teach a
Yeah.
few different forces on the on the tutorial.
Well, color changes always get a good reaction, especially
Yeah,
ones
yeah,
that you
yeah,
actually see the change happening. Yeah, that's great. That's
yeah,
really good.
yeah. So that's card morph. One of the brand new tricks, I can't really demo it here because it's not the right angle,
Mm.
but we have this, which is Hoppin' Coins by Chris Congreves.
Well, I'll tell you something. Chris Congreves is everywhere right now. Like he's lecturing at
Yeah,
Blackpool. He's got tricks coming out with every company. He's got his own Stellar Magic. He's just brought out a new book. Like everywhere I turn, Chris Congreve is somewhere. I mean, and he's one of those few people. You're the same, but you don't find many of them. That's a creator, but also a performer.
yeah,
He
yeah,
performs a lot, and he takes great pride in the fact that if he puts his name to anything, it has to be something that he's worked in, and therefore he knows all the beats and everything on it. I think that's important to point out to people that don't know Chris's work. If
mhm.
if he's put his name to something, it's going to be good.
Yeah, yeah, he's a worker through and through. He works more than he does creates, I think,
Yeah,
and lectures. But yeah, that's anything he brings out, he's worked and he's tested it out and he's used it himself in working environments. So he'll have these as well as us to sort of joint thing between Magicbox and Chris. Essentially, what it is, it's you'll know hop and halves, or you might know it as confusing coins, which was
yep.
the original concept was Jim Boyd, a Scottish guy. So this is Chris's take on that routine. What we love, he showed me this many years ago, but he was struggling to get them manufactured. And again, I'm probably not given. I'm not really. It's magicians who watch this. It is a shell set, but Chris's routine is really good. It's really direct. It's very commercial. It's good if you're a hobbyist. It's good if you're a pro, and it's good if you're just an amateur. Very easy to do. There's no sleight of hand, nothing. But what it's almost like, it reminds us of Jamie Allen's doubled back, where you get that moment where the spectator looks and sort of the double take.
Mm, yeah,
So he shows the coins. He says it's a 3 coin trick, and he takes the 3 coins. I'm going to place one in my pocket, and the idea is for me to make the coin jump back. And if you missed, it's already happened. And then they look here and they look back, and the coin's already there.
that's great.
And he repeats it again, and he says, "Look, people don't believe that this goes in my pocket, so make sure it's going in." And I know you're thinking it's palm, but it's not. It's actually already here. And again, you get that lovely moment the spectator looks back. And if you look at the trailer, you actually see that happen. The woman in the thing goes, "What?" Like this, and it's just a really good moment. And then he does the vanish at the end. But it's streamlined. It's basically hop and halves, confusing coins, but streamlined for what I would say the 21st century magician. It packs really small. It's a tiny little, the gimmicks. That's the gimmick. It's the £2 coin shell set. So it doesn't take up any pocket space.
I know a lot of people are going to say that one of the good things about that is it's in English currency. All of my coin sets that I've ever bought out are American currency, and if there's one negative
Yeah.
people with me, it's like, why is it not UK? I know it's a big market for UK denominations when it comes to
Yeah.
coins. That's great. Will it? But for anybody who's coming to Blackpool that are from different countries, is there plans on having, or is there?
There is. We might actually have a Euro version of it at Blackpool. It's currently in process at the moment. We don't know if it'll be ready in time, but there will be a Euro version coming out in the near future if it's not ready for Blackpool. But yeah, we'll love this. Like Chris is lecturing at Blackpool. No doubt you might have this in the lecture. We are limited. Well, we're limited numbers on everything, as you already know. Chris has got some on his stand, and we've got obviously some on our stand as well. I think it's a great trick. I've been using it. I've been working it. Because I just think it's very quick. It's visual and streamlined, like I say. So love that. I think that's really, really cool.
Sick. That's great. Yeah, I love that. Love me a bit of Congreve. That's that and coins.
Yeah,
Coins and Chris Congreve is a match made in heaven as far as I'm concerned.
absolutely.
Okay. So you got a winner. You got two winners there, two really
Yeah.
good commercial tricks. And that's what I love about Magicbox. Everything is super commercial. What are you going to follow up with now? What you got next?
So this is with other re-release, which has been out for a few years. There was a video from a couple of years ago from Blackpool, which I think was Keith Fusco put out. And we got loads, like in a day, we've probably got 30 emails about this trick, and we've never manufactured it for quite a while because the manufacturing process is a nightmare, which I'll talk about in a minute. And we had this out, I want to say probably 15 years ago, maybe, when we first brought it out. It's called Money Spinner.
Well, I'm telling you right
What
now,
do you know about?
I'll be the first person in line for one of these because, right, Money Spinner, I reckon it's longer than 15 years because
Might be.
I used to do this. So, my God, I'm old. I used to do this when I was working restaurants, which would be early 20s, early to mid 20s. So I think this was my go-to trick in restaurants. My opener, I would come up and I'd say, "Hey, I'm a magician. Can I borrow a couple of coins?" And I'd do this. And for me, this was the best opener because it was different to anything they'd seen before. It was impossible. It got them interested. They wanted to try and grab it and do it themselves.
Yeah.
And it was just an attention grabber. And I was gutted because I lost it one day. I accidentally spent it on the bus. And I couldn't get another one ever. And I kept ringing you up, if you remember. I was like, "Can I get a money
I
back?"
remember, yeah.
No, no. This
So
is one of
yeah,
the
I mean,
best coin
you'll
tricks of all
see
time.
you'll see how old it is if you go on our website and look at the video demo, because it's me demoing it in a restaurant, and the quality of the video is like very bitty, and I think I've got long hair, and yeah, it's like early 2000s or late, probably early 2000s or something, or I don't know, mid 2000s. So yeah, it was in the old pound coins, and now it's obviously being made in the new pound coins. But for anybody who hasn't seen it, I'll quickly do a little demo. You borrow £2 coins off a spectator, or you can use one of your own in one of those. And now, Craig, did you ever used to do that thing where you take a balloon and you rub it on your hair and you stick it to the ceiling? Did you ever used to do that?
Yes, I did actually. Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with the trick, actually. I just wondered if you ever did that. You can tell actually by your hair now that you definitely
Yeah.
did used to do that.
Too
You
much.
can tell that I'm still doing it now, but I haven't got long left. But anyway, what you do is you take the £2 coins and you build up static in the coins. You can rub them on your arms, you can rub them on your hair, and what you do is it starts to build up the static. Now, if I get this right, if I get the static right, what I can do is I can actually get hopefully one to sort of just balance on the other one like this. Now, a lot of people think that when I do this on the stall or when you see it in the video, maybe there's something behind here sort of holding the coins up, but you can actually quite clearly show that both sides show that there's nothing actually holding the coins in position. Of course, this is just science, and some people think maybe it's magnetic, but if I just concentrate, this is the bit that is the magic. And then you can give these to the spectator straight afterwards. And there's no magnets, no threads. Everything is self-contained, and that's Money Spinner.
It's amazing. It's absolutely, it's a killer trick. And for people that it's only in £1 coins, but for
Yes,
people that are
yeah,
coming from different countries, the reason I don't have a problem working with American half dollars is because I love bringing these coins out and people are intrigued and interested. This is a silver dollar. Have a look at this. With
yeah,
this, if I was living in the States, I'd be like, look, I've come back from England and I bought these £1 coins and they play this game over there in the pub because these
yeah. Mhm.
coins have got like flat edges around the outside. They play this drinking game. And so I've bought some of these pound coins back with me. Let me show you. You've got to balance one on top of the other. You try. And they won't be able to do it. And you say, well, they taught me while I was over there. I think this is, regardless, I think this is perfect for any country because of that reason. Because of what the effect is and what it is. This is amazing. I'm going to get like 4 of these. Like I have to because I never want to be without it again. It's so good.
We'll have sold out by the time you come over, Craig.
No, I'm going to come over on Thursday before the unwashed masses get in there. I'm right over.
So yeah, I mean, it took us. I think the last time we had these made was 2 years ago, and the company who made them basically said, "Look, we can't make these anymore. It's just costing us too much money to make." The days are gone where we could put an apprentice on a machine, and this is the problem in coin magic, as we already know this. They used to put an apprentice on a machine, and the guy, he was getting paid £35 a week. Now they're getting paid 250, £300 a week for an apprentice to go on a machine. So they're saying, look, it's just such a small fiddly job that we just can't afford to make them. So I've been to 4 other manufacturers, and all the manufacturers go, yeah, we can make them. And then after a week or 2 weeks, they go, it's a bit more difficult than we thought it was. That holds at an angle. That little piece there is actually a lot more intricate than we thought. Blah, 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 blah. So we've managed to have X amount made of these for Blackpool and for the shop. Once these are sold, we don't know when we'll get them remade. They will get remade in the future. I just don't know when and who's going to make them, because they won't make any more. I've managed to convince them to make these ones for us.
I
Once
heard
these
a
are gone, we don't know. And this is not a sales tactic, by the way. I'm being genuine here. I've currently got my dad is currently, as
I
we
was about to
speak,
say, I
in
heard a
his
rumor that
garage.
you've set up a sweatshop and
I
you've like
have,
got your dad in this
I
sweatshop,
have.
forcing him to put these coins together. He's thought he's retired. He's like, right, I've worked hard my whole life. I'm retired. I'm going to put my feet up and I'm going to watch Magnum PI on the TV. No, he's locked in a garage,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
making coins.
Absolutely. He's so the company who we use has agreed to manufacture the pieces or some of the bits. Actually, that's another story. I'm not going to go into, but they manufacture the coins, but then putting all the bits together. So that's what I've convinced my dad to do. So he's actually in the garage as we speak, knocking them together and fitting them, and then checking them and testing them and making sure that they're all good. So yes, that's Money Spinner. So we've got those. Looking forward to that. It's good in the real world, but it's also good for social media as well, as we talked about before. So
It's
yeah, I would say
perfect
that
coins.
and
Very
Cardinals are
different.
good for social media. So that's really our sort of main 3 releases that we've got. We're selling them all separately, or we will have a deal on over the weekend. If you buy all 3, you'll get them at a certain discounted price as well. Then on top of that, we'll have other stuff like sort of Penguin stuff we'll have, because Penguin generally only bring sort of 4 or 5 of their newest stuff,
Well,
but they don't
I
tend to
spoke to
bring
Eric Tate
all the stuff.
yesterday. Spoke to
Mhm.
Eric Tate yesterday, and they've got Nick and Eric and me on the stand, and they're
Yeah,
literally bringing like 6 things. That's it.
yeah, yeah.
And one of those is Dragon Scale, and one of those is like the newspaper headline production. So
Oh yeah, yeah, really cool. Yeah,
great, really great. But it means that there's going to be a lot of stuff that you might have seen from Penguin that's a P3 product that you're not going to be able to get, from them. That the only trick they're bringing of mine, I think they're bringing cheetah chips, and that's it.
yeah, yeah. So Penguin, great stand. They have some amazing stuff.
Mm.
But you know, some of the slightly older stuff. I mean, we talk about this a lot in the industry. Like 2 weeks and a trick that's it. It's had its day. But you know, like there's some great stuff from Penguin. Like an example is rattle dice. That's not particularly a brand new trick, but what a great trick that is. It's still, you know, fairly new trick, really, in my opinion. It is anyway. It's only what,
Yeah.
like a couple of months old. But yeah, really great tricks. So we'll have sort of some Penguin stuff. We'll have some kids props. We have some stuff from Future Magic, which is the German company who produce, in my opinion, some of the best kids prop there is. They do a beautiful Run Rabbit Run. They do the hot and cold taps, which is like the pom pom pool but with taps. It's,
Okay,
you know, the
great.
really good quality one. They do a lovely washing machine, you know, the washing machine routine. I think they do the
Is that
best
the white
version of
one
that.
with the door and
Yeah,
the handle at the back? Right.
yeah,
Okay, that's Ryland's closer in his kid show.
yeah. They're they do the best quality one of those. They do the zigzag routine, zigzag rocky raccoons. You know, the really nice.
I've seen you do that in
Yeah,
Newcastle.
the black and the red ones, which again are the best quality. They're like sort of laminated. So we'll have all of their props. On top of that, we'll have the appearing poles, the really high quality American ones, which don't twist and they don't snap and they don't break away and they don't peel off. Which we had last year. We should have those, as well as some, like I say, some other new bits and pieces as well. We will also have Vanishing Ink stuff because I know Vanishing Ink aren't going to be there this year, or so I've been told. So we will have some Vanishing Ink stuff as well. So some of their bits and pieces as well. So yeah, so like you said, you can't miss us. We're at the bottom of the stairs when you first come in. And we're constantly demming as well. We're not one of these stands which will, oh, there's the video, just watch the video. We do like to constantly engage with customers as much as we can, and
I always
demonstrate
say
stuff.
the area that you're at, genuinely, the area that you're in there is the best place to go and see dems because you've got you and your team demming constantly. Then you look opposite, you've got Peter Nardi and him and Harry are always constantly demming stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Behind him, you've got Mark Mason, and between the three
yeah.
of you, don't forget about the rest of the dealer hall. Just go and see you three, get all your stuff, go home. You don't need to see anyone else.
Well, what we do last year we had this. We might have this next year as well. This year, if you just want a bag of rubbish, you can just come because we're the first stand you come to. So what we thought was to save you walking around because what everybody does, they go to the dealer's hall and they'll come out with a bag of stuff, right? A bag of stuff that they'll go home and go into their drawer, right? We can save you 2 hours, right? All you do is come to our stand and we have a mystery bag of quality magic, right, for a tenner. So you buy that mystery bag for a tenner, and then you don't have to go around the dealer's hall. You don't know what's in it. I mean, there
I'm
will be
buying
more
that.
than
I'm
there'll
sold.
be more than 10 quid. There's always more than 10 quid's worth of stuff in there, right? But it's just a mixture of some bits and bobs, and you can just buy it, take it home, not look at it, and put it in your drawer, and you're done. And there's 2 hours saved. Now go see a lecture, go see whatever. Brilliant.
I love that. That's just brilliant. That's great. There used to
Mystery
be a
bag
banner
of
for that.
crap, junk.
Mystery bag of
Can I
crap.
say crap on here? Can't say crap on
It's
here.
my channel, dude. You can say whatever you want
Junk.
to.
Mystery bag of junk quality merchandise, should I say?
Yeah, let's do that. That's amazing. Graham, I'm really excited. And you're gonna have some quantum decks as well. Not quantum deck, sorry, atomic decks. You are gonna have atomic deck, aren't you?
Atomic Deck. This could be. Do you think that could be the hit of the convention? Maybe.
I don't know. I'm gonna
It's not even out. It's not even out. It's not out till the. I've been told the 18th of February is the release date for it. But we've been lucky enough to be allowed and given some to sell. So we will have some atomic decks as well. I know you will as well.
Not many
Um,
people are gonna have them at the convention. And it's not officially out until after the convention, but there are some dealers that Murphy's have said, look, you can have it if you want it. And yeah, I know that
yeah.
you're one of those
We're
dealers.
one of them, yeah, yeah. And then the other thing we dem a lot on the stand before we go is duality, which I can't show you because my phone is here because this is the phone that I'm actually talking to you on, so I can't show you duality. But
People should go and
duality,
see you, damn it. It's amazing.
I'm massively passionate about duality. If anybody hasn't seen it, please come and see it on the stand. Every single member of Magicbox staff has it and does it. And again, like I said before, it's one of those things I'm really passionate about because I use it a lot. It is a fun thing. I'm not really a big fan of phone apps in general, but Duality I love. It's one of my everyday go-to things. If you don't know what it is, it's a video prediction, which is totally customizable, but it comes ready to go, straight out the box. But I'm passionate about it and I love demoing it. You can do it on your phone close up. You can project it onto a big screen, which we sometimes do at Blackpool on the screen behind us. All the big names in Magic have bought it. Dynamo or Stevens bought it. Stephen Mulhern bought one. Marvin Burglass raves about it. He loves it. He actually asked us to stop selling it. He says, you need to stop selling it. It's too good. So we have that on the stand as well as Cobra. Cobra obviously is the other people who they invented it essentially. We helped develop it through the lockdown period. But yeah, Cobra's got that as well, and we've got it. But we love demming it and we love doing it. One of our favorite things.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Graeme, I can't wait to see you on Thursday. For anybody that's not at the convention, um, can they go, will this stuff be listed on the website? Can they go and order it from the website?
Absolutely. So everything's actually already listed on the website. So all our sort of new stuff, all our individual, whatever you want to call it, unique stuff's on there. And once Blackpool's over, it's available to buy. You can reserve it now online as well. So in case you're worried, oh, I really want one of those, it might sell out. You can go onto our website right now and pre-order it. Reserve the stock. Cost you nothing, and you can collect it at Blackpool. So basically, one gets put to one side for you, and you can come and pay for it at Blackpool. If you don't collect it, I think it's by, I can't remember what we said. I think it's 12 o'clock on the Saturday. If you haven't collected by then, it'll go back on general sale. So you've got all day Friday and most of the day on Saturday to come and collect and pay for it. And those 3 items, because we have got all 3 of those are limited. So if you want to reserve the stock, you can do that and just go on a website, and all the products are listed there, and they'll all be available after the convention. And it's www.magicbox.uk.com.
And you ship worldwide, obviously. So if somebody's watching this over in the States and they want
worldwide, baby, worldwide.
Worldwide shipping. Amazing. Guys, if you're watching this, and I'm sure you are, Graeme, Magicbox, are one of the good guys in Magic, and it's really, really, really important to support Magic dealers that are doing a good job like these guys are. So go check out the stand. If you're not going to Blackpool, go check out the website. I'm telling you right now, Money Spinner is one of the best coin tricks of all time, period. Just it is, no arguments. So go and pick that up. Go and pick up everything these guys have got. And I will see you again tomorrow with another video. And Graeme, I'll see you in Blackpool.
Look forward to it. Look forward to it. We've got a bit more prepping to do. We're just building the stand now. We have here in the shop, we have luckily enough space to actually put the stand. So we do a dry run. It's been up for about a month, and we'll just put stuff in different positions and set it up. It's a big job. But yeah, we're ready. We're looking forward to it, and we're looking forward to seeing some customers and making new friends and seeing some old ones.
Absolutely. Can't wait to see you, my friend. Thank you so much for joining me on Magic TV. Really appreciate it. Guys, leave a comment down below. Go and support Magicbox. I'll be back again tomorrow with another video. Until then, I'm Graeme. No, I'm not. I'm Craig. This is Graeme, live from Magicbox. We'll see you again soon, right here on Magic TV.